Hello and welcome to the Cultured Bumpkin live poetry reading. It's great to have you. It's your very first time. I hope that you will enjoy yourself so much that you will subscribe. And if you're a subscriber and you're returning, thank you very much. It's always good to have you. And Janet, what's going on? Yeah, we are about to read a little bit. So, if anybody has any poems, any poem requests, drop them in the chat. And until then, I'm just going to read my favorite poems, or poems I've never read, because I've got tons of poetry books in here, and I just like to open them up and read with you. So this first one is from William Butler Yeats, and it's called Lounging and Snacking. Sounds like a good time. This one's called The Cap and Bells by William Butler Yeats. The jester walked in the garden. The garden had fallen still. He bade his soul rise upward and stand on her window sill. It rose in a straight blue garment when owls began to call. It had grown wise-tongued by thinking of a quiet and light footfall. But the young queen would not listen. She rose in her pale nightgown. She drew in the heavy casement and pushed the latches down. He bade his heart go to her when the owls called out no more. In a red and quivering garment, it sang to her through the door. It had grown sweet-tongued by dreaming of a flutter of flower-like hair, but she took up her fan from the table and waved it off on the air. I have cap and bells, he pondered. I will send them to her and die. And when the morning whitened, he left them where she went by. She laid them upon her bosom, under a cloud of her hair, and her red lips sang them a love song till stars grew out of the air. She opened her door and her window, and the heart of the soul came through. To her right hand came the red one, to her left hand came the blue. They set up a noise like crickets, a chattering wise and sweet, and her hair was a folded flower, and the quiet of love in her feet. Eris Patty, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, that was William Butler Yeats and The Cap and Bells. I have not read that one before, so that's cool. Yeah, wasn't that good? I like that one. Read something calming. Absolutely. I'd love to read something calming. What are you got anything in particular, or you want me to surprise you? Here's another one. William Butler Yeats. The Rose of the World. Who dreamed that beauty passes like a dream? For these red lips, with all their mournful pride, mournful that no new wonder may betide, Troy passed away in one high funeral gleam, in Usna's children died. We in the laboring world are passing by, amid men's souls that waver and give place, like the pale waters in their wintry race, under the passing stars, foam of the sky lives on this lonely face. Bow down, archangels, in your dim abode before you were, or any hearts to beat. Weary and kind, one lingered by his seat. He made the world to be a grassy road before her wandering feet. William Butler Yeats, The Rose of the World. And this one is probably my favorite. It's one of his more well-known ones, but When You Are Old by William Butler Yeats. When you are old and gray and full of sleep and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read, and dream of the soft look your eyes once had and of their shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace, and loved your beauty with love false or true? But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you, and loved the sorrows of your changing face, and bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur a little sadly how love fled, and paced upon the mountains overhead, and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. It is that. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy. So, if you have a, poem request, let me know. Let me know. Western North Carolina. Yeah. Well, good morning to you as well, Eric. All right, Eris Petty, I'm gonna surprise you. That wasn't it. I hadn't heard. I'm just now reading that, so I'm about to surprise you. Let's see. Maybe I'll surprise myself. I don't know. Hmm. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, wasn't that beautiful, Janet? I liked I liked both of those last ones. I did a poll on my YouTube because I love doing these things on the community tab. So I'll just ask questions like, "What's your favorite author? What's your favorite, whatever?" And I get a lot of interesting responses. And a lot of people really like William Butler Yeats. And yeah, so I'm trying to surprise. Um, oh, hold up. There we go. Sorry, grabbing this one. All right, buddy, here we go. All right, does anybody have any poetry suggestions for Eris Patty here? That is nice and calm. I have some, but I also like when we help each other out. You know what I mean? What's a what shall I surprise him with? The Charge of the Light Brigade. I'm just kidding. We're not doing that one. Not doing that one. Mm, if the sting of battle calms your nerves, then it would be extremely calming. And I don't know, paratroopers like you, maybe that's just what you need. So, um, Mary Oliver. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I have mentioned before that do do YouTube, so that way when I'm doing these, they'll go up on YouTube when I'm done. So Janet on YouTube gave a great suggestion, and I am about to surprise you. Okay, typing it into the old pad. All right. I can pull it up. Come on. Okay, here we go. Mornings at Blackwater Pond by Mary Oliver. For years, every morning, I drank from Blackwater Pond. It was flavored with oak leaves and also, no doubt, the feet of ducks, and it always assuaged me from the dry bowl of the very far past. What I want to say is that the past is the past, and the present is what your life is, and you are capable of choosing what it will be, darling citizen. So come to the pond, or the river of your imagination, or the harbor of your longing, and put your lips to the world and live your life. Mary Oliver, Mornings at Blackwater Pond. Uh, Second request, go for it. Go for it. Let's see. Let's see. Cremation of Sam McGee. That's a good one. I think we could do that. Haven't done that one on here in quite some time. I also now I'm about to read it. You're very welcome. So I'll read it, but on my YouTube I've got it, and I kind of soundscaped it with some like ambiance in the background, like wind. It just sounds cold, and then there's fire and stuff like that. So if you're not following me on YouTube, you ought to, and then like check that out. Because I don't know, I like kind of an audio drama type of thing. All right. The Cremation of Sam McGee. Thank you very much, Janet. That means a lot to me, coming from a great writer like you. All right. Excuse me. The Cremation of Sam McGee by Robert Service. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Now Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the South to roam round the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold, through the parka's fold it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we'd close, then the lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed, and the stars o'erhead were dancing heel to toe, he turned to me and said, "Cap," says he, "I'll cash in this trip, I guess, but if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request." Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of moan, "It's a cursed cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet 'tain't being dead, it's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that, foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains." A pal's last need is a thing to heed. So I swore I would not fail. And we started on at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh, and he raved all day at home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried horror-stricken with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, You may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate these last remains. Now, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern cold. In the days to come, though my lips were numb and my heart, how I cursed that load. In the long, long night by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows. Oh God, how I loathed that thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. And on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in, and I'd often sing to the hateful thing as it hearkened with a grin. Till I came to the marge of Lake Labarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May, and I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then, "Here," said I with a sudden cry, "is my crematorium." Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. Inanna, yes, I will. As soon as I'm done, I will happily read that one. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear. The stars came out, and they danced about ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but bravely said, "I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked." Then the door I opened wide, and there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile, you could see a mile, and he said, "Please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm." There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge. I cremated Sam McGee. There we go. Cremation of Sam McGee. And again, if you want to hear that with the sound effects, I don't know. I don't know if Plumtree is a real place or not. If you want to hear it, like, I don't know, it's ambiance and that, if you like that kind of thing, check out my YouTube. I got it on there. Let's see. Okay. Inanna asks for Remembrance by Emily Bronte. Emily Bronte is becoming a great favorite of mine. I really like her. And Inanna, you have impeccable poetic taste, in my opinion. You've always got great suggestions. Good deal. Yeah, I hope you'll check out the old YouTube. I think there's a lot of stuff on there you'd like. There's a lot of stuff is much longer than I can post on YouTube. Just like 20-minute poems, epic poems, and short stories and stuff like that. Yes, she really is. She really is, and I haven't even read any of her longer stuff, like her, books. I've only read her poetry, but a lot of times that's sort of the gateway into great, to great literature. And this fall, I'm resolved to read more Bronte. And today was a perfect Bronte day where I'm at. It was cold, it was, rainy, it was overcast. That's a perfect Bronte day. Okay, Remembrance by Emily Bronte. Alaskan Eileen, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're staying warm. It was even a little chilly down here, or chillier than normal, so I'm assuming it's, kinda uh, getting a little nippy up there. Senior paper on Goblin Market. Nice. The I my brother took a writing class recently, and the guy gave him a bad grade because he didn't agree with his position, not that he was a bad writer, that he wrote it badly. And when my brother pressed him on it, like, "Is it written badly?" He's like, "No, no, there's nothing. I really couldn't. There was nothing in there. I just disagreed with it." Like, dude, you don't need to be teaching if that's how you teach. Single digits. That's so cool. I love cold weather. Um, I really enjoy it, but I don't know. I get single digits maybe once every other year down where I'm at, unless I go travel up north. But that's really cool. Single digits. That's awesome. Uh, yeah, for where you are, I guess that's nice. Um, I am in Mississippi, so I mean, we don't get much snow or any kind of freezing temperatures down here. But I do, I travel north somewhat. Um, but yeah, I just like cold weather. Nice. So we're from Alabama. We're definitely you know what the weather is down here. And honest, you have trouble keeping your soul connected to your body when you read Wuthering Heights. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's good. I actually pulled that down from the shelf, and I set it with my other stack of books. I have a little cloth bound, like Arcturus Classic or whatever. Um, any, anyway, here is Remembrance by Emily Bronte. Cold in the earth, and the deep snow piled above thee, far, far removed, cold in the dreary grave. Have I forgot my only love to love thee, severed at last by time's all severing wave? Now, when alone, do my thoughts no longer hover over the mountains on that northern shore, resting their wings where heath and fern leaves cover thy noble hearts forever, evermore? Cold in the earth, and 15 wild Decembers from those brown hills have I melted into spring, faithful indeed in the spirit that remembers after such years of change and suffering. Sweet love of youth, forgive if I forget thee, while the world's tide is bearing me along. Other desires and other hopes beset me, hopes which obscure but cannot do thee wrong. No later night, no later light has lighted up my heaven. No second morn has ever shone for me. All my life's bliss from thy dear life was given. All my life's bliss in thee, in is in the grave with thee. But when the days of golden dreams have perished, and even despair was powerless to destroy, then did I learn how existence could be cherished, strengthened, and fed without the aid of joy. Then did I check the tears of useless passion, weaned my young soul from yearning after thine, sternly denied its burning wishes to hasten down to that tomb already more than mine. And yet And even yet I dare not let it languish, dare not indulge in memory's rapturous pain, once drinking deep of that divinest anguish. How could I seek the empty world again? Very nice, very nice. Well, that's great, Janet. I need to catch up with you. Come out to Utah. I went for my first time, I don't know, a while back, and I've been out there, um, I guess 3 times in the last 2 years. So I'll definitely, definitely will be back, I hope. I really like it out there. Yeah, wasn't that beautiful? What area are you in Utah? Oh, are you? Utah is so beautiful. My gosh. It is just gorgeous. Just north of SLC, like, what is that? Ogden, or is that considered just a suburb? Is it north of Ogden? Ogden, okay. Yep, I've been there. Been there. Very nice town. Very nice town. Yeah, I went to the, what do you call it? Park City, um, film festival in January. Sundance. Went out there at Sundance. My brother was showing a documentary he had made, and then another friend of mine was doing a photo gallery, and so I went out there for my first time in Utah. This was probably 2017, and I've been back several times since, and not just to Park City, but other places too, including Ogden, and I really like it. I really like Utah. Beautiful. Air is really fresh. It's really I love the um, um, like the I don't know the arid air. It's not humid. You go to Sundance. Oh, that's super cool. That's super cool. Yeah, that was when I went. This was 2017. It was like dumping snow, and there was a couple guys um that I was with. There were a couple actors, my actor friends, and I was dropping them off in this minivan, and I don't even drive in snow very much, and it was pretty. It's quite the experience. 'Cause it's a small town, of course, but it was packed, and then the snow's really deep, and I'm not really used to driving in snow. I did when I was in the Army, other places, but that was a long time ago. So, yeah, Sundance, that was a real wild time for me. Let's do, this one just popped up randomly on poets.org. Um, has it doubled in size? Wow. Let's do, John Milton, On Time. Fly, envious time, till thou run out thy race. Call on the lazy, leaden-stepping hours, whose speed is but the heavy plummet's pace, and glut thyself with what thy womb devours, which is no more than what is false and vain, and merely mortal dross. So little is our loss, so little is thy gain. And when as each thing bad thou hast entombed, and last of all thy greedy self consumed, then long eternity shall greet our bliss with an individual kiss, and joy shall overtake us as a flood, when everything that is sincerely good and perfectly divine, with truth and peace and love, shall forever shine about the supreme throne of Him to whose happy making sight alone, when once our heavenly guided soul shall climb, then all this earthly grossness quit. Attired with stars, we shall forever sit, triumphing over death and chance in thee, O time. Old Johnny Milton. Um, so the for any writers in listening, um, I'm doing a writers like a live where I just read other writers' poems. I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow night. And I'll kind of host it on YouTube. That way I can invite you in and the the writers can sort of say, this is my poem and here's where my mind was at, here's what I was thinking about. And and then either I can read it if you like, or you can read it. You can read your own poem. So I have I think one of each at least um, of people. One person wants to read her own poetry, and then another person wants me to read it. And then, I got a couple, not sure yet. So anyway, if that sounds like you or a friend, you can tell a friend about it too. I like meeting new people. I love reading new poetry and just, connecting with people that appreciate good writing. So, yeah. So I was in Texas and I have a question for you. Inanna, you come from California. Maybe you feel strongly about this. I was in Texas last week, and they love their Whataburger. And then In-N-Out has just been coming into Texas lately, the In-N-Out chain. And I just like to know who likes what. For me, I'm a Whataburger man. I don't have either one of them near me where I am. Okay, there we go. California chiming in with the In-N-Out. Big surprise, shocker. Um, Aris Patty says In-N-Out is trash. Okay, so what's your burger? If you're if you're a burger, assuming you're a burger man. Um, so I had a bad experience with In-N-Out. And I really think it was the management, the employees. It probably wasn't the food, but it was a bad experience. And I would definitely try again. But I don't know. Um, Normally I'm gonna go to a Whataburger if I'm on the road and I have the choice. I just like them. I also think, um, um, Five Guys is a really good one, and Sonic is a really good one. Sonic is the only one of those 4 that are around me, but, Crown Burger. Okay, Crown Burger. Inanna, you're in Utah. Do you know of a Crown Burger? Are you near one of those? They're not the same in Utah as they are in California. Interesting. Okay, Arispade, have you only eaten a Utah In-N-Out burger? Because I ate it in California. I ate in Barstow, California. So, in your opinion, are both of them are trash? They're both trash, but you can tell the difference in the trash. Uh, okay, dude, you just recorded a reading of a short story for Halloween. Super cool. What short story did you read? Okay, okay. Yeah, Sonic's a great burger to me. I like I just like burgers. It's probably my favorite thing. Um, then there's different levels. I love checking out a new burger place. So I always want yes, let's do a burger tour. Yes. Eris Patty invites me on a burger tour. And to that I say to him, done. You're on. We could start a little Patreon or something and just like a little virtual tip jar. Who wants to buy our next burgers? Give us a little gas money. We'll just put around the country going to all the burgers. Now that'd be something. Krista B. Men with the eyes rolling. What's that supposed to mean? Women love burgers. What are you talking about? Krista, you can go with us. Krista, you can ride shotgun, you can drive, you can sit in the back seat. Your choice. Make it a we'll just ride around together and have burgers. All right, Anonymous says go to the beach, warm day, sand still stuck in your toes. And you grab yourself an In-N-Out double and some animal fries with a Neapolitan shake. That sounds really nice. That sounds like a good time. And that's what I need. Like I need that recommendation when I go back because when I went to In-N-Out, I didn't know what to order. So I was just like, two. So that, if somebody sort of says, here's what you need, and that's what I need. Uh, the Thing on the Roof. That's a scary title. That sounds awesome. Is did you post it to YouTube? Going to Sonic tomorrow to get a Sonic cheeseburger, onion rings, and butters. That's right, Janet. Get some. That sounds like a great time. Krista B. Okay, cool. Okay. Done. Yeah. You can choose the playlist. 2 burgers and SLC, I guarantee will change your life. I love a life-changing burger. I am always on the lookout for one. Jen, Brahms Burgers. Good deal. Are you an Okie by any chance? I love Brahms. I've eaten. I mean, anytime I go through Oklahoma, I will eat at a Brahms because they're great. North Texas. Okay, makes sense. When I was in the Army, I was at Fort Sill in Wichita in Lawton, and since they had the watered down beer, everybody would drive to Wichita Falls to get beer on just Friday. The garage. No, I don't. I don't have the garage. Also, can you I don't know if you can. I'm not sure how it works, but like if once you post it, like tag me in a comment or something. I want to hear what you did because that sounds really cool. I just love hearing other people read their stuff. But yeah, the Thing on the Roof by Robert E. Howard. I would love to see what you did. Yeah, I'm craving a burger now too. St. Peter's Sports Silk. That was where I came sideways of a 7-foot rattlesnake with 13 rattles one time out in the Fort Sill land nav area at night. So yeah, that gives me a little PTSD as well. Not to mention all the other sucky stuff. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's do another poem. I'm enjoying this burger talk though. I love a good burger. I love I am 6'5". The Yeah, but I love a burger and I like a recommendation. Anytime I travel, I want to know where the burgers are. And tacos, yeah, for sure. I love a good taco. But I think I'm a burger man first, I think. I don't know. I just like good food. I have never heard that. That is so original. Um, Let's see. Nymph's Reply to the Shepherd by Sir Walter Raleigh. I can do that one. Anthony Bourdain said, what did he say? Shoot. Phone fell over. Sorry. Second time I've read a story out loud. So, man, that's great. That's great that you did it and you recorded it and you're going to post it. That's fantastic. That's great. Uh, where's this? Okay, here we go. Okay, the nymph's reply to the shepherd by Sir Walter Raleigh. If all the world and young if all the world and love were young, and truth in every shepherd's tongue, these pretty pleasures might me move to live with thee and be thy love. Time drives the flocks from field to fold, when rivers rage and rocks grow cold, and Philomel becometh dumb, the rest complains of cares to come. Uh, the Can you listen to a book you voiced, or does it sound too weird? It depends on when I did it. If it's one of my early ones, I don't like it. But, now I like listening to myself, and one of the reasons is I'm always kinda, like, analyzing, like, "I could have inflected up more right there," or, "Maybe I should have paused more." So it's sort of like I enjoy it, but it's also I'm being very critical of myself. When I listen to other people, I don't do that. I just enjoy what they did. Because they're making their own choices for inflection and all that. So, I don't judge them unless they say, "Can you judge me? What would I do differently?" Well, then I can say, "Well, maybe slow it down a little bit," or, maybe, I'll give them pointers if they ask, but I don't judge if I'm not asked to. Okay. The flowers do fade in wanton fields, to wayward winter reckoning yields. A honey tongue, a heart of gall, is fancy's spring, but sorrow's fall. Thy gowns, thy shoes, thy beds of roses, thy cap, thy kirtle, and thy posies soon break, soon wither, soon forgotten, in folly ripe, in reason rotten. Thy belt of straw and ivy buds, the coral clasps and amber studs, all these in me no means can move to come to thee and be thy love. But could youth last and love still breed, had joys no date, nor age no need, then these delights my mind might move to live with thee and be thy love. So this nymph is basically saying, I don't like, what you're saying is too unrealistic. Time will take all that away from you if you have it in the first place. And to that I say, to any gal that would say that to a person that meant it anyway. Now, if he's a shyster, then this is another story entirely. But if the guy's being serious and he really loves you and wants to provide for you, then he dodged a big bullet by her refusing. If that's what she's worried about, well, the shepherd dodged him a cannonball. Let's see. Yeah, so Janet's going to Sonic. His stomach's growling because of all the burger talk. So the I don't know if this is. I think this is it. Anyway, so in because of all this, um, because of all the burger talk, I'm going to read "Ode to a Burger." They say there are 7 wonders created by the earth, but no one ever mentions the burger's birth. With every fresh bite devoured, a baby laughs for the first time. To waste a single precious ounce would be quite a crime. If ever life is getting rough or you're feeling down, you can always find nirvana at the burger joint in town. How do I know this? You may have me implore. I'm a food connoisseur, and trust me, I've explored. I know every flavor that exists, I won't pretend. And a juicy burger always cheers me up, my friend. So when you're feeling blue, or maybe even green, go out and get a burger. You'll learn exactly what I mean. Ode to a Burger. Good one. It's good. It's real good. Might be my favorite poem now. Okay, well, actually, shoot, here's another one. By Vicky Aldrich, and it's called Ode to a Hamburger. I think the last one was Ode to a Burger. This is Ode to a Hamburger. Yeah, Krista, right? This is good stuff. This is literature. Hamburger, hamburger, what a wondrous meat. Hamburger, hamburger, a delectable treat. Its cost is efficient, its use versatile. It can help stretch a buck or a meal for a mile. It's amazing to chill, makes great sloppy joes. You can use it in goulash and in all casseroles. You can grill it or bake it in a pan it can fry, roll it into a meatball, put it in shepherd's pie. Slide it onto a bun with some hot melted cheese. Add tomatoes and lettuce or whatever you please. Its talents outshine that of chicken or fish. It will wake up your taste buds and enhance any dish. Hamburger, hamburger, every dish it will savor. Hamburger, hamburger with its succulent flavor. It's a capital meat, so it's no big surprise that McDonald's, a well-known hamburger franchise, sells 1 billion a day with a drink and some fries. No one can deny it's the king of all meat. Pork and chicken taste great, but they still can't compete. When it comes to hamburger, what more can I say? This country loves hamburger. It's the American way. So please go out now, hurry, don't delay, and enjoy some delicious hamburger today. It's another great one by Vicky Aldrich, Ode to a Hamburger. Jubes, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah. Okay, what else we got? What else we got here? Hmm. I did my chapter 11 of Pride and Prejudice tonight, Redneck Pride and Prejudice. So check that out on my YouTube if you're into that. I really like the chapter. It might have been my favorite one I've done. I'm 11 chapters in. I think that might be my favorite because Caroline Bingley comes in and she's trying so hard to get Darcy's attention, and she's being unsuccessful. So she tries to bring Elizabeth into it, and then her and Darcy get into it, a little verbal sparring. It's just it's funny chapter. Yeah, good deal. I'm glad I'm glad you're enjoying it, Janet. It took some unexpected twists and turns with all this burger talk, but, I'm okay with that. Splendor. So you all have an open invitation to sort of DM me your burger, recommendations because I'm always hunting my next burger. If you ever, happen to see me on, and I've posted anything, like I am in, like the other day I was in Austin. Last week I was in Austin. Uh, I love when people will DM me like, "Oh, I see you're in Austin. Check out whatever." Like, um, you know, you're in Nashville. Go to 12 South and go to Burger Up. That kind of stuff. Burger Republic down in the Gulch. Whatever. However, wherever that goes. Splendor. Okay, I keep trying to get to Splendor's Grass. Sorry, Jubes. Burger Grind. Okay, is that a chain? Because I haven't even heard of that, and I've been, I'm somewhat familiar with Louisiana. I was down there. I went a lot of places after the last big hurricane in 2021. Get the jalapeno cheddar bun. Interesting. And I've been in like Shreveport 3 times in the last week. Actually, like, yeah, I went for a visit and then anyway, I've had so I've had my chances apparently. Um, yes, let's see. It here. I'll put it right here. That's on my Instagram. Come on. Splendor is the. I don't know what's not pulling up. Okay, good deal. In Houston, very nice. That's good to know. Thank you. That's exactly the kind of information that I need to hear. And it's not just limited to burgers, obviously. Um, I was in Austin and someone had like, "Hey, go to this little taco truck on this little area," and it was amazing. So, I'm not just burgers, but that's kind of my first favorite food. And then probably pizza is my second favorite food. And then probably tacos. Any kind of Mexican food is, you know, spicy fried chicken sando. Okay, nice. That's, that's another one. If you ever come to Mississippi, I'll take you to this place that has the best chicken sandwich. It's a local place. Um, Best chicken sandwich ever. And it's like it's a little southern um thing. It's just great. It's the whole atmosphere is amazing. Okay. Uh, let's see. Splendor in the Grass by William Wordsworth. What though the radiance which was once so bright be now forever taken from my sight? Though nothing can bring back the hour of splendor in the grass, of glory in the flower, we grieve not, rather find strength in what remains behind, in the primeval sympathy, which having been must ever be, in the soothing thoughts that spring out of human suffering, in the faith that looks through death, in years that bring the philosophic mind. Mia Marcos in Selma, Texas. Okay, very nice. That's really good to know. Hey, get on a plane. Get down here. My treat. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jubes. And thank you for the Mia Marcos Selma, Texas thing. Yeah, so I always like hearing food places and coffee shops is another one. If I stop, I will I will stop at Starbucks in a dire pinch, but I prefer not to. I would much rather um, stop in a local place. So coffee shops are always something. Local coffee shops are always something that I look for. And then if there's no local coffee shops, then I have like this hierarchy. So I'll go like Panera Bread. That's I like their coffee. Um, Dunkin' Donuts, I like their coffee, and I like Starbucks coffee too. But you know, I just like I just like shopping a little smaller. That's not surprising at all, because having been there, that's one thing that I love about that area is there's so many great shops. Um, yeah, local mom and pop, just local stuff is definitely the best. Uh, see, we got time for another one. Little mom and pop. Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean that it goes great together. Standard Coffee, Railway Coffee Shop is amazing here. Krista, you say here, like, what general area are you in? Because I haven't heard of either one of those, but beware, it'll put hair on your chest. Nice. Diner coffee. See, I don't. I mean, I'll drink it. All day I'll drink it, but I'm not a coffee snob at all. I'm a connoisseur, but I that's not my favorite. Like, if it comes in the little glass carafe, with the orange top on it, that's not my favorite. Ruston, I was in Ruston yesterday. Ugh, I should have stopped. I didn't know it. See, you should have told me before. That's why I need to know these things. I was in Ruston yesterday and Wednesday and the Wednesday before that. And in Monroe, I was in Monroe. Crazy. All right, I'm going to be on the lookout next time. I had a friend come in from India and he spoke at this church in Bossier City, which is by Shreveport, for those of you that don't know, Louisiana. So I went down and saw him last Wednesday, like not last Wednesday, but Wednesday last before that. And then this past Wednesday, I drove to Austin, so I went, through Ruston and Monroe. Anyway, interesting, interesting. That's really cool. Yo, I rode right past you then. Farmerville. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you good night early morning. Happy Halloween. Yes, yes, we do. We do. I need to do like a Poe thing. And is tomorrow is today's not Halloween. Tomorrow Halloween, right? Because I'll definitely do like a Poe Gothic live. I'll just do a bunch of Halloween stuff. That'll be fun. Uh, my sister and brother own Railway Coffee okay. Well, I'm gonna definitely next time I go through there, I am definitely looking them up. Then that's great. That's fantastic information. Railway Coffee. I'm making a note of that. Thank you. Local diner chain called D's Best Worst. Nice. Uh, Thank you for joining in on it. You have enriched us with your presence as always. So thank you. And I hope you have a great rest of the night and a great day tomorrow. All right, let's see if we can. We'll do one more or something. Hmm. Here is Christina Rossetti, Uphill. Does the road wind uphill all the way? Yes, to the very end. Will the day's journey take the whole long day from morn to night, my friend? But is there for the night a resting place, a roof for when the slow dark hours begin? May not the darkness hide it from my face? You cannot miss that inn. Well, you're getting Rossetti now, so either way, you got both of them. May not the darkness hide it from my face? You cannot miss that inn. Shall I meet other wayfarers at night, those who have gone before? Then must I knock or call when just in sight. They will not keep you standing at that door. Shall I find comfort, travel sore and weak? Of labor you shall find the sum. Will there be beds for me and all who seek? Yea, beds for all who come. Christina Rossetti, Uphill. There we go. Well, this is about today. Yeah, wasn't that pretty? I really like Christina Rossetti. I've really started reading more of her stuff this year, I think, than in the past. I just really like her stuff. This one is Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, The Rainy Day. And this is about, today where I was, it was just like this. The day is cold and dark and dreary. It rains and the wind is never weary. The vine still clings to the moldering wall, but at every gust the dead leaves fall, and the day is dark and dreary. My life is cold and dark and dreary. It rains and the wind is never weary. My thoughts still cling to the moldering past, but the hopes of youth fall thick in the blast, and the days are dark and dreary. Be still, sad heart, and cease repining. Behind the clouds is the sun still shining. Thy fate is the common fate of all. Into each life some rain must fall. Some days must be dark and dreary. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, The Rainy Day. Was good. Yeah, that was exactly like what it was today. We read it, She Walks in Beauty. Yes. Lord Byron. She Walks in Beauty. Yeah, I like that. And I like how he brought it around to the end so it's not just a total downer top to bottom. It's like, yeah, it's a downer, but it's good for you. That was pretty cool. Okay. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes, thus mellowed to that tender light which heaven to gaudy day denies. One shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired the nameless grace which waves in every raven tress, or softly lightens o'er her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place. And on that cheek and o'er that brow, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent, The smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days in goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. Sick note by the Dubliner. You're very welcome. That is a great one. That is a anytime anybody asks for that is an instant yes. I love Byron. Voice was made. Appreciate that. I know. I'd never get tired of that one. That one's it's so good. Sick note by the Dubliners. I mean, I'll look for it. I don't know. That kind of stuff's usually hard to find. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. I actually remember this one. I was thinking the James Joyce thing, but anyway. Okay. Dear sir, I write this note to tell you of my plight. And at the time of writing, I am not a pretty sight. My body is all black and blue, my face a deathly gray, and I write this note to say why Patty's not at work today. While working on the 14th floor, some bricks I had to clear. Now, to throw them down from such a height, it was not a good idea. The foreman wasn't very pleased, he being an awkward sod. He said I'd have to cart them down the ladders in Mahad. Now, clearing all these bricks by hand, it was so very slow, so I hoisted up a barrel and secured the rope below. But in my haste to do the job, I was too blind to see that a barrel full of building bricks was heavier than me. And when I untied the rope, the barrel fell like lead, and I, clinging tightly to the rope, I started up instead. Well, I shot up like a rocket, till to my dismay I found that halfway up I met the bloody barrel coming down. Well, the barrel broke my shoulder as to the ground it sped, and when I reached the top, I banged the pulley with my head. Well, I clung on tight, though, numb with shock from this almighty blow, and the barrel spilled out half the bricks, 14 floors below. Now, when these bricks had fallen from the barrel to the floor, I then outweighed the barrel, and so started down once more. Still clinging tightly to the rope, I sped towards the ground, and I landed on the broken bricks that were all scattered round. Well, I lay there groaning on the ground. I thought I'd passed the worst, when the barrel hit the pulley wheel, and then the bottom burst. Well, a shower of bricks rained down on me. I hadn't got a hope. As I lay there moaning on the ground, I let go the bloody rope. The barrel being heavier, it started down once more and landed right across me as I lay upon the floor. Well, it broke 3 ribs and left my left arm, and I can only say that I hope you'll understand why Patty's not at work today. I love that song. Lesson in Gravity, exactly. If you Google it, you'll find it. Well, if that's not the most patronizing thing anybody's said to me all day, I don't know what is. Just kidding. I don't use Google. I'm more of an Ask Jeeves kind of a guy. Just kidding. I think that came out of Bing. All right. Evening in Sugar Grove. Let's see if I can Google that one. Nice. I'm glad you enjoyed that. No, I know you didn't. I know you didn't. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know that. But either way, you're a paratrooper, so, what am I gonna do? You just gotta sometimes you just gotta take stuff on the chin, you know what I mean? Can't get mad at it. 'Cause some folks, like you know, people pitch a fit so that so that the person will change their tune or whatever, but then there's some people, like paratroopers, for instance, if you have a bad attitude, they don't care. So you might as well just not have a bad attitude. Yeah, if you didn't know, he was a paratrooper. Yeah, you like that Ask Jeeves joke, huh? Good deal. Got at least one laugh. Uh, let's see. Shakespeare Sonnet 29. I can do that. I'm still trying to find an evening in sugar. Okay, an evening. Okay, I think we get it. Maybe. Okay, here we go. An evening in Sugar Orchard by Robert Frost. From where I lingered in a lull and march outside the sugar house one night for choice, I called the fireman with a careful voice and bade him leave the pan and stoke the arch. "O fireman, give the fire another stroke and send more sparks up chimney with the smoke." I thought a few might tangle as they did among bare maple boughs, and in the rare hill atmosphere not cease to glow, and so be added to the moon up there. The moon, though slight, was moon enough to show on every tree a bucket with a lid, and on black ground a bearskin rug of snow. The sparks made no attempt to be the moon. They were content to figure in the trees as Leo, Orion, and the Pleiades, and that was what the boughs were full of soon. Robert Frost, Evening in a Sugar Orchard. No, I didn't. By Yeats, you mean? All right. Also, where are we at here? Sonnet 29. No, I don't think I've done that one. On a video anyway, or a recording. I don't think I might have. I don't know. I don't think I have. I'd have to search. I'd have to check. Oh, no worries. I mean, that's like, you know, that's a easy. That's an easy little mistake there. Okay, Sonnet 29 by William Shakespeare. And this is for you, sad Taffy. When in disgrace, with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy, contented least. Yet in these thoughts myself almost despising, haply I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising from sullen earth, sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings. Great, great sonnet. Great sonnet. Make sure am I caught up? Anybody say anything I didn't do? I'm gonna do this one. I haven't read this one in a little bit. Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome. Yeah, that's a good one. And I think that the more you read Shakespeare, you kind of get a feel for the language and stuff. The more other stuff starts to sort of open up, you know? You're like, oh, okay, I don't know. That's how it is for me. The more you read, the more it kind of becomes evident what he's talking about. Because our society anyway is definitely not as smart as they were back then. That was written for like rednecks, you know? Krista B, you better hit the sack so they can, you know, you'll be coherent. Thanks for swinging by. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Judy Dench. Interesting. I don't think I've heard hers. I've heard Patterson Joseph does the best one that I've ever heard. I really like his. Okay, I'm gonna do. Well, no, not that one. Here we go. John Clare. I am. Othello is one of his most approachable. That's a good one for sure. John Clare. I am. I am. Yet what I am, none cares or knows. My friends forsake me like a memory lost. I am the self-consumer of my woes. They rise and vanish in oblivious host, like shades in love and death's oblivion lost. And yet I am, and live with shadows tossed into nothingness of scorn and noise, into the living sea of waking dreams, where there is neither sense of life nor joys, but the vast shipwreck of my life's esteems. And in the dearest that I love the best are strange, nay, rather stranger than the rest. I long for scenes where man has never trod, a place where woman never smiled or wept, there to abide with my Creator God, and sleep as I in childhood sweetly slept, untroubling and untroubled where I lie, the grass below, above the vaulted sky. John Clare, I am. Wrote it from a nut house. Yeah, Patterson Joseph, amazing, amazing Shylock. Macbeth Act 2, Scene 1 was a favorite of Shakespeare. Macbeth is great. Rook, just saw your video on the Hollow. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm kind of just getting into T.S. Eliot. I didn't really get him for a long time, and maybe I still don't. But the other day I was going to taking a drive, and I listened to Jeremy Irons talk about Eliot, and then read from the quartets, and it was like, oh, that's amazing. That's really good. And then I listened. I like to hear a poem and then listen to different people read it. So Jeremy Irons, Scar from the original Lion King. Um, then Alec Guinness, and then somebody else, Ralph Fiennes. So I heard those three read it and just sort of just enjoyed that. Vast shipwrecks of my life. Isn't that a great line? It's a great line. And I mean, he wrote that from like an insane asylum, an institution, and you can tell it's like he's not crazy. Like he's very you know of sound mind. What kind of poems do you like? What would be an example of a darker poem that you really enjoy? I mean, a lot of Eliot obviously is I don't know how, how dark is dark kind of a thing. Um, different people are, you know, the darkness is relative, I suppose. Yeah, that was a great line. Interesting. I bet that would be fascinating to know because I mean, I really think that literally anybody you could give somebody medicine for, neurodivergent tendencies or literally anybody. If you poked hard enough, you would find something weird about them. I don't care who it is. Some people display it more, but everybody has something. Everybody's weird. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, they used to really. Um, is it these or my? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Oh, these thumbs. Yeah, I think it's these. I'm not positive. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it's these. Mm, which honest? I haven't read James Obar. I haven't read that, so um, I mean, anything about crows or ravens is generally going to be a little more dark on the dark side. Speaking of dark, maybe we read a darker classic real quick before I head off. What's a darker? Um, let's see. I read a Haney poem the other night. Forget what it was though. Uh, all right, let's see. So, okay, this one is A Winter Ship by Sylvia Plath. This will probably be the last one for the evening. At this wharf, there are no grand landings to speak of. Red and orange barges list and blister, shackled to the dock, outmoded, gaudy, and apparently indestructible. The sea pulses under a skin of oil. A gull holds his pose on a shanty ridgepole, riding the tide of the wind, steady as wood and formal in a jacket of ashes. The whole flat harbor anchored in the round of his yellow eye button. A blimp swims up like a day moon or tin cigar over his rink of fishes. Prospect is dull as an old etching. They are unloading 3 barrels of little crabs. The pier pilings seem about to collapse, and with them that rickety edifice of warehouses, derricks, smokestacks, and bridges in the distance. All around us the water slips and gossips in its loose vernacular, ferrying the smells of cod and tar. Farther out, the waves will be mouthing ice cakes, a poor month for park sleepers and lovers. Even our shadows are blue with cold. We wanted to see the sun come up and are met instead by this ice-ribbed ship, bearded and blown, an albatross of frost, relic of tough weather, every winch and stay encased in a glassy pellicle. The sun will diminish it soon enough. Each wave tip glitters like a knife. Alrighty, that was A Winter Ship by Sylvia Plath. So, anyway, I had a very nice time talking with you all. Make sure you, I've started to put these and a lot of my longer stuff on YouTube. So if you're on TikTok, definitely check out my YouTube in the bio and follow along over there. I'm going to do, I'll have some stuff that I only do on YouTube just because it records it and all that kind of stuff and saves it. Whereas TikTok, it like poof goes away. So anyway, yeah, follow me over on YouTube, and I really appreciate you listening. It's always fun. I like hearing your burger recommendations, which I got a lot of tonight. Thank you. The coffee shop recommendations, great poetry, great interaction, great session. Rook, I appreciate you too. Thank you. And Arispatty, I'm glad that you came in, and I'm glad that we talked about it. We'll have to. You got to come down this way and have a spicy chicken Sammy at this country place that I will take you to. And then when I go up to SLC next or Ogden, you can take me and get a burger. Deal? Deal. Okay. Janet, happy Sonic burgering. And yeah, man, that sounds great. Well, good night to you all, and I'll see you soon. If I can get out of here. Swipe left to close. Come on, little buddy. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Really good night this time. Okay. So that I turned off my little TikTok, and now I'm turning off this. So thank you very much for swinging by, listening, and had a lot of fun tonight. And I hope you're well. Hope you'll subscribe to this if you're catching the replay later on. And have a good night. Talk to you soon.